This tweet actually came up because of this is actually an old tweet. This is actually from June, but it came up because of an older tweet. I mean, a newer tweet. The best changes that ArcSys made for Strive was removing unnecessary legacy mechanics, and some of the worst features that are still in the game are legacy mechanics. A lot of people like this, and I wanted to look at some of the replies. Obviously, I think this is a good place to start because this is the first one I saw. I have many feelings about this actually, because as you may know, I was one of the people who did not want DPRC to be removed. My thought was more that I have this feeling that people want that because they want to do what they want to do more, and it really felt like to me like a almost selfish ask, because a lot of people who play characters that are repeatedly plus and you have to challenge and you have to like RPS around gaps were the people who were asking for that. And I was like, curious, right? Especially characters that are can be continuously plus we're asking for that. That being said, there's a ton of mechanics in this game. There's a ton of quiet legacy mechanics under the hood that are in this game. It seems that a lot of people who are newer, who didn't play Exert, are not a fan of a lot of them. The first reply is actually, by removing all those legacy mechanics, you are left with a game not called Guilty Gear. Yes, Strive is not considered Guilty Gear by Oldheads. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're speaking for me, big dog. We're in a weird part because like Guilty Gear is such a selfish game, you know. Like many people who I play, I'm talking. I'm not even gonna talk about Strive. I'm talking about Exert only right now. They're like, man, I love Guilty Gear, and they shit on everyone else's character, and they're like, oh, I'm the GOAT. And then while I'm playing them with what I understand of fighting games at that point, because Guilty Gear has a lot of unique rules because of Exert maintains legacy mechanics from XX, and they tweaked that over time. So Rev now is like still kind of like XX, but they made a bunch of changes to it over time. I mean, like in my head, the most Guilty Gear thing is my opponent forcing themselves on me and not paying attention to anything I'm doing at all. And if you're like, what did you do at Exert? Look that shit up, bro. That's all I gotta say. What more is there to change? Burst is different, meter is different, dead angle is different, gatlings are different, weight is gone, air dash is different, throw is different, backdashes are almost standardized. There's nearly nothing left as legacy. I did mention that there's definitely extra stuff that's still legacy. A lot of these things, a lot of these things I feel like are give and take. Aren't all fighting games selfish? No. Do you think the idea of Street Fighter is a selfish game? I'm not even gonna say the current Street Fighter, just the idea of Street Fighter. Again, always the thing about GG is that GG of all the art, like, okay, there's some people might not like this, but let's say there's like Capcom community, right? So there's like Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom, and then some of the side smaller past games like Third Strike, MVC2, CVS2, like that shit, right? And then there's like NRS community games, right? So there's the Mortal Kombats and your Injustices of the world. And then there's ArcSys games, so there's like BB Tag, BB, Persona, Blaze Blue, and there's GG. But out of all the games, the shit that they do where people are like, oh, Strive is not Guilty Gear, there's a separate Guilty Gear community, it's not Strive, like fuck Strive. They did that for the other ArcSys games. So for not everybody, of course, but many of them. Like when Persona comes out, when Blaze Blue comes out, like when BB Tag came out, and I'm a person who doesn't like BB Tag, but I'm like, it's an ArcSys game, like, you know, it's not for me, but somebody loves that, and that's cool. You know what I mean? They a lot of these things, these mechanics, I mean, Blaze Blue is a different game, but a lot of these mechanics were also changed and experimented with in every ArcSys game. I'm not really there with people. He said he doesn't want to really wouldn't want to play the old games. So I wanted to see what other tweets, what type of things are here. Do people reply, or are we looking for post engagements? I dislike engaging force interaction mechanics that nowadays fighting games left to add most of the time, such as drive rush and many more. I miss that you don't always get your turn after block button. I kind of fuck with that. One thing I don't like about these things is that, like, I think these mechanics make it so there's some lack of nuance sometimes. So what I mean is, like, we'll use GG again. Like, what happens when you hit a character who, like a Soul or a Kai or a Milia, who they hit far slash and they can't convert off it, right? It's your minus on hit. There's so many little things you have to prepare for. The majority of the people who play, I'm flaming right now. The majority of the people who play Guilty Gear XX and Guilty Gear Xrd have not labbed these things. They just do shit. I'll be real. From labbing it on my own and realizing, oh, there's one option that beats 95% of options against this character. I know many of them have not looked at it. Many. If you've done it, good job. You're an elite player, and I respect you a lot. So when you have shit like this, it's like. It's one of those direct things that people look for, which I don't blame people. You know, we're all gamers in the end, I imagine. And gamers are gonna look for the easiest way out, which of course is fine. So I know why they add mechanics like this, but what ends up happening is people try to optimize everything around this, which can be kind of annoying to play against, depending on how the game is. You only hate fighting. Okay, grappler opinion. We just keep going. People just meme about grapplers all the time. BB cross tag battle is really fun to play, and folks calling it bad for its more simpli. People say it's bad because of the controls. Damn, dude, that's actually so not fair to the game. There's a lot of things you come at BB cross tag battle, but like the controls, dude, if they're telling you they're not gonna play the game because of the controls, they're telling you they just don't like the game without saying it. How many responses is that? Oh, dude, there are a lot of people talking about this, dude. All right, no one will ever convince me to hate Peak, and dude, dude, one of the best things about my job is I'm literally allowed to just hate for money. It's so sick. Simplified inputs, combos make the game boring. Execution is sick. My man just told him himself. People with this take, that tells me you don't care about strategy or tactics at all. I sleep on that. I'm always the enemy of these people. They're like, man, I'm about to hit this sick combo on you. I'm like, no, you're not, because you're not even gonna fucking touch me, because you're not even looking at me. I'm just gonna fly around, whatever shit I'm doing, either fly around or like poke you from like here. B&B shouldn't be long. I mean, honestly, the best way for combo games is that light starters should not have big combos, and then heavy starters should, of course. The harder it is to get that starter, the more of a bombo you should get. Fighting games have an accessibility problem, and I'm glad that games like Street Fighter 6 and 2XKO are doing something about it instead of pretending it doesn't exist. I kind of disagree right now. Kind of. Here's the deal. Fourth best million in my neighborhood. Shouts to your neighborhood, bro. I think that they have been trying really hard for like more than a decade. Since SF4, every fucking fighting game's goal, one of their goals is to make it easier for people to pick up the games. I don't think the play is to be like, hey, these games are not hard, you should play the game. I think the play is, hey, there's stuff that you can do that you find fun. That's not just versus mode. I really don't think that's the way. This might be a slightly hot take. And again, it's mostly going to be because of Xrd, because Xrd is not the same as games that came out around it, right? Xrd is the last game of the 2008 generation. It's not like Street Fighter 5 generation is a different generation of games. I actually think they have been making games slightly harder than the Street Fighter 5 generation. The Street Fighter 5 generation, like the main shits that was out, like they really were like, yo, hop in, is not that bad. It really is not. And this is like, I feel like they're starting to give credit to people again and add like more resource management, and then like like the floor is low, but like there's so much decision making you have to do and stuff. But I will say this, like, oh my god, it's time to guess aspect, really forced guess aspect, I think is peeled back compared to the previous generation of fighting games. I think they are starting to respect the people who are playing the games more. Adding more stuff to do that's not versus on online, and onboarding people and encouraging people to do like community stuff together, I think is the way, more than making the games easier. Because this discussion came out, I think, like a month ago, but I don't think the reason why people don't play fighting games is because the games are hard, because the other games are hard too and people play those. I think it's way more about like the 1v1 thing. Some people say it's the accountability thing of 1v1. I think there's truth in that. I don't think there's a ton of stuff to do for everybody. in the game. I think it's hard to play with friends in like a cooperative way. So I think that's the type of things they have to do. They don't have to like make the games easy. They should try new things. Not saying they shouldn't try new things, but I don't think they have to like keep making it easier, you know? Alien Challenge, the greatest game ever made. I do not see the vision, bro. This dude looks like an Oscar. Dragon Ball FighterZ is the only modern fighting game to have the perfect answer to dealing with modern controls. This is exactly what I mean. This unfortunately, acoustics, we got to blow you up a little bit. This is an example of they don't know the history. Dragon Ball basically uses the same Gatlings as Persona and Blaze, pretty much. Right? There's some small character specifics, like Jiren can go backwards into 2L. Some characters have extra normal, some characters have extra follow-ups, but for the most part, LMHS, and you have your assists. Then you might be like, oh, but okay, everyone's special moves in Dragon Ball are all quarter circles, or there's down in Dragon Ball, right? So Persona also, all the special moves are quarter circles. So I mean, you can still nitpick and be like, oh, but he said modern. But if you're gonna say modern, it's the previous generation, right? Because the new fighting game generation started last year, 2023. 2023 is when the current fighting game generation starts. So Dragon Ball FighterZ from the last generation. So I would be, you know, I'm that guy. Smash Ultimate is so much more easily enjoyable when you play with 3+ people with items on wacky stages as God intended. God being Masahiro Sakurai, apparently. So many of y'all's love for childhood Smash went out the window the moment you sat down and learned Mystic Game and watched Rain Data. I'm not gonna lie, my neighborhood was sweaty. This was a sweaty ass Melee neighborhood. And it was fun, so I don't know if we're there with you, dude. Oh shit, a lot of people like this. See, this is my reminder that I am the enemy. If I quote tweeted this, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just everyone's fucking enemy. Also, please subscribe. That is
Yes,
dude.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dude, this is really what I'm here for, man. Like I have this like this dream of like a fighting game panel at Evo where it's like Brian, Yipes, Sajam, Max, and I'm the last person, right? And they always make me go last, and I'm like, I don't agree. Every single time. It's either I don't agree or you don't understand. Over and over and over. I definitely have had that dream before. This is how you know I'm a fucking op, bro. Limitations are inherently more interesting than options, and more devs should think of character design to maximize around this truth. If a character can't do something, then it begets interesting dynamics about how they can compensate for that lack, how players innovate around it, etc. Woke. Both resource management and then just making decisions around things you can and can't do. Oh my god, this is a woke take. This is the best takes I've seen so far. All right, no likes.
It's an evil world we live in.
I like it. Okay, someone mentioned all characters need these limitations. So some of the most interesting games for me is games where, I mean, again, like home shit, like BB and Persona and stuff, and even in a perfect world, Guilty Gear, where like characters have stuff that they're good at and bad at, and it matters. That's the shit that's the most interesting. When done well, this is peak. This is a very, very awoken take, I would say. Constant patches and system changes too often is bad and will always be bad. That's not very controversial, honestly. If you want to know why, because the only thing is, I wish I had a League friend who was like super amazing. Maybe I should ask Ditto about this. Is League the game they change every 2 weeks? There's a game they patch every 2 weeks, but the game is like big. Oh, it's TFT. It's TFT. Yeah. League is also patched every 2 weeks. So I'm always like, so how do you know? Is it that the game? Is it? I'm being genuinely curious. Is it that the games are so simple that people figure out right away? Or are the patches always playing catch up? League is patched every 2 weeks, but very often the changes are so minor that people don't notice. A lot of skills adaptation, individual characters are not difficult. No, a lot of stuff goes out unfigured out. To keep characters relevant, they don't care about balance. No, there's broken shit that could be undiscovered for months. Okay, so this is the main reason why I was a fan. Right now, my favorite format, my favorite / ideal format is one major patch a year and then 1 to 2 minor patches a year. Kind of what Strive is doing right now. I do think, depending on the game system, that minor patches during the year is fine. I think it's a soft take though. Delay netcode era had a better FGC. This is the definition of cap. This is cap. This is cap. This is cap. This is cap. Why is this cap? I have many reasons for why this is cap. Reason number one, why this is cap. I'm gonna assume SC is South Carolina. The Northeast FGC? Soul Calibur. Okay. Northeast FGC. I am also in a Northeast FGC. Okay. I live in the United States, the Northeast United States. Okay. If you live in the Northeast United States, you have like a quadrillion airports that go everywhere. By living on the East Coast of the US, let's pretend I start fighting him at the same time as him. You have Winter Brawl, you have Northeast Championships, you have Summer Jam. Defend the North gets added later. There's Shine has a fighting game tournament. There's the Boston Blue Beat stuff. There's Xanadu. There is various forms of Philadelphia tournaments. There is Civil War. There is Final Round. There's CEO. There's the fucking Backyard. There's Season Beatings Once Upon a Time. There's Combo Breaker and Ultimate Fighting Game Tournament. Don't use the acronym for that, please, smiley face. There's Canada Cup and anime only toy. There's UMAD. There's UMAD and WeMad. And if you're feeling adventurous, extra adventurous, you can go all the way to Texas Showdown, right? And there was Evo East if you're old. There's just so many fucking tournaments. There's so many tournaments that you could go to. You literally never even had to breathe a single breath of Californian air if you live on fucking East Coast. Meanwhile, there are motherfuckers in South America or the Middle East or Africa or fucking Australia who can't do shit. They can't go fucking anywhere, right? I mean, okay, exaggeration for Australia, but like, if you're from South America and you read this, you are fucking rioting because the consoles are too expensive. You don't get the games, maybe, right? Maybe at all, okay? And then nobody plays. They have to play a shit netcode. And then also the continent is huge, so like you only get to play each other maybe once a year, maybe. Like nah. So many more people get to enjoy the genre now, and this is such a like. Once I played Melee, I never fucking played single player games the same. Before that,
Yes, sir.
There's so many people that get to engage in this genre. I think fighting games are just so engaging and fun. You get to like connect with people. Now, if you're talking about specifically community, other people who are not in your area should not bother you that much. Like, they should just be doing what they're doing. Like, your community are the people you interact with. So again, like, I can't agree. I everything about this take is cap to me. I think it's bad. I think it's bad personally. If you're like, but you came up in those times, the first game I played was a very small game. Not very few people. I played a truly niche game. A niche of a niche game. Multi-Blood Accadenza is a very niche game. Especially at that time. That's like 20-man tournaments and shit. Before Actress Again. When Actress Again came out, the tournaments got a lot bigger. They started scratching 100. But in Accadenza, like, nobody fucking played that shit. So you would have basically almost no one to play with. Now, as far as locals, you must go support your local, like I do. Modern games are too combo-centric. There are too many system mechanics that allow you to normalize every conversion into an optimal route. Okay, my man went two different ways with this, actually. This is a very odd way of wording this, I think without the first sentence, this would make a lot more sense to me. Because they're right about right now, about the current, what are the three, Tekken, Guilty Gear, and Street Fighter. Because Tekken, you use heat gauge for conversions too, right? So it's a big thing in games, in main games right now. No one ever mentions KI when KI literally is the balance between all their complaints. Combos are easy but breakable. Neutral is accessible with nuance. The list goes on. I never really played, but I feel like when we talk about all these things, people are always like, "Yeah, dude, KI fixes all this shit." It's too bad. Okay, I'm gonna be very honest. It's so hard for me to take KI seriously. It looks cool. Listen, it looks cool. It looks cool. But then I unmute it, and the fucking music. And the guy screaming, and I'm like, oh my god, dude. I literally just, I can't. It's the same problem I had with Injustice. Injustice, I just can't take Injustice seriously. I really, it's so hard for me to take Injustice seriously. Ultra! just can't. I just can't, dude. Literally, I would just be in tears all the time. Like I can't fucking handle it. I can't do it. I really can't do it. It's not bad. It's a good game. I just can't fucking do it. And it's funny that it's Mac's game because he's like, these games are too anime. I'm like, bro, you KI. So it pains me because people are like, dude, it's too bad they don't do a new one. Maybe the worst. What sucked that was worse was after you died, your opponent still comboing your ass. Oh, dead body combos. How can you focus at that, guys? I'm sure when you're in it, you just like drain it out. But that might be the wall where like I just can't get past this wall, dude. Like it's two memes. I think the second sentence kind of has a good point. This is definitely like if the deal breaker for people right now was like, oh, why does every like main game? Because basically the big three fighting games right now are definitely Strive, SF6, Tekken. Right? They all have that aspect. They all have that. It feels like that's the thing they're trying to use to kind of have the game have a lower floor, so it's still kind of easier for people to get in, raise the floor some compared to last generation, and then have a bunch of like immediately obvious, whether or not it's super nuanced or not, but more decision making for people who are more advanced. The zoning archetype of a character is pretty hard to play efficiently at a high level.
It's an evil world we live in.
Let's do one more for real. Neutral focus is a term exclusively used to invalidate high damage games, as if neutral isn't just as important in games like Marvel 3 than any other. Stop acting like inching back and forth, pokes, and one button confirms are the Patricia's fighting game where they're all...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Correct? No comment. No comment. I think we end on a dub. I think that's perfect.